Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good everything. Welcome back to Tesla's Wild. If you're new here, my name is Colin. Thanks for stopping by. Please consider liking and subscribing below. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your support. One quick reminder, there's a comment pinned below with timestamps so you can hop to the video and view the portions most relevant to you. Alright, we just got a new software update for my Tesla Model 3 Performance. This is the 2019.28.3.1. So indicated by the numbers, it seems like it's just a bug fix update. So what we're going to do in this video is just kind of go over and see if there's anything new released in this update, and we're going to see if it has improved Autopilot in the slightest. As you guys may see, I did get a service appointment where they installed 2 new pins on my charge port on the car. So I'm wondering if it has something to do with that, because it's the same night and it was immediately when I got home and connected to Wi-Fi, I got the notification that I got a software update. So we're going to check this out, see if there's any sort of improvements like that, and then we're going to go test out some Autopilot, see if there's any improvements there. And if this sounds interesting to you, make sure you stay tuned and we'll see you guys shortly. Alright, so we have the what's new in this update page pulled up like usual. It is all the exact same notes as 2019.28.2. So if we go in and check out the car, you can see that we're now on 2019.28.3.1. So yeah, it's really looking like this is just some sort of bug fix update. So there's really not a lot to go over. So really, let's just test out Autopilot, see if there's any improvements over the last one. I have not been impressed with the past couple updates on our Deer Creek Canyon testing over there. It has definitely gotten quite a bit worse over these past 2 updates, and with the previous updates before that, it was continuously getting better. So at most, I would think, I had somebody say, well, what if they're focusing on other things? Okay, if that's the case, that's fine, but at least in that case, I think things would stay constant. They would be as good as they were. They would not be getting worse. So yeah, really interesting to see, but nonetheless, let's go test it out, see if there's any sort of improvements, and that's really going to be what this video is about. So we'll see you on the road shortly. Alright, so since this is going to be a mainly Autopilot testing video, what I want to do is add a new section. So this is a very poorly marked curvy section of road. So what I want to do is test Autopilot here. I'm going to set it at 35, but as you can see, the road is very poorly marked in that middle lane. We all know that Autopilot actually does give precedence to the left lane, and it seems like in these updates, more so than ever, it's really focusing on that left lane. It really does darn well with these poor lane markings and without a car to follow, so that's pretty cool to see. Coming up to a stop sign, no recognition of that. Okay. Alright, and you will recognize this next section. This is the lane split that we did a video about a few videos ago. So we're going to see how well it handles this. Set it at 45 like usual. Okay. Oh, darn it, didn't do it this time. Okay, so yeah, still fails on that, but it seemed like it was taking that first turn coming into that lane split quite a bit easier than normal. So now we're gonna go back to the area over in Deer Creek Canyon, and we'll see you guys there shortly. Off we go again up Deer Creek Canyon. Hopefully we see some improvements this time. I'm really looking forward to it. I hope that it changes and that we get some better results. Really been disappointed with the past few updates here. It's just not been very great, and I wish, hopefully, we'll see. We'll find out. Slowing itself down very effectively. As always, I am ready to take over at any time, have my hands floating right next to the wheel. That did a really good job. A little bit late on that turn. Did a really good job on that turn. Very smooth left turn. It's definitely budgeting its speed very well this time around. Still having a kind of late turns issue, but not having the connection of straight lines turns issue that's been in the past. It's really judging the amount of speed it needs to safely make these turns in most cases. Here is a blind, unmarked turn. The lane markings are very not good there. Wow, that was a horrible sentence. You're doing great, Nico. Good work. A little bit of a late turn. The upcoming turns are some of the most difficult of this drive. As you can see, it basically does an insane little S-curve up there. Here's the scariest turn because it is a rock wall and a very thin lane. And it handles it like a champ. Blind turn, good work, and oh, no, no good on that one. Okay, so it looks like it has banned me from cruise control, so we're gonna need to get out and get back in. Okay, finally got autopilot back on there. That was a bad place for it to fail. Definite struggles on that series of turns. All right, here comes this very sharp turn. It's slowing itself down. Ah! And again, wow, that was better than usual. It actually didn't go as far into that other lane as it has in the past, and it didn't shut off at all. So that's really cool to see. God, what is up with autopilot these days? I don't understand. All right, well, like usual, this is where we always end our autopilot journey. So we're gonna turn it off and pull off and shut the cameras off, and we'll get back with you shortly here. So we'll see you soon. All right, so we just made it back home from our autopilot testing over in Deer Creek Canyon on 2019.28.3.1. So as expected, this was more of just a bug fix update. Really no improvements on autopilot at all. There were a few sections where I was like, okay, this definitely seems better. But then there were a few instances where immediately after it was like, yeah, no, that was terrible. So I don't know what's going on. I don't really know why autopilot is not doing as well as it was doing in the past. I don't know if they're focusing on other things, but that just doesn't make sense to me, because I would think that it would at least stay constant over this time. Not to mention that on 2019.28.2 and an update or two before that, I haven't felt as confident in autopilot. It's really seemed to be hugging the left line, especially when you're in the right lane. It seems very close to the left lane, and yeah, it definitely makes me quite a bit nervous. So I don't really know what's going on with autopilot right now. Seems to be struggling quite a bit, so I don't know what's happening. As always, I got this update this afternoon and drove around with it a bit, so I did have a little bit of time to calibrate before doing this test up in Deer Creek Canyon. Anyways, we're going to continue our autopilot testing. Hopefully we see some improvements over the next updates here. I know version 10 is coming with a lot of awesome new features and, you know, full self-driving in 2020. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please smash that like and subscribe button down below. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. As always, I've got a lot of new content coming away, so make sure you stay tuned, and we will see you guys next video.